The globalist Remainer George Osborne has come out in support of another globalist Remainer, Keir Starmer. What a surprise! Hello everybody, welcome to the channel that challenges the mainstream media and the political establishment, from the left-wing nutters to the globalist elite. And today, George Osborne. So, remember George Osborne? He disappeared for a bit and he had about 25 jobs at once. And somehow he's been slightly more vocal these days, politically. There were also a lot of rumours that he might even come back to frontline politics. Clearly not as a Tory anymore because of this headline. He said that it wouldn't be terrible for the country if it were Keir and Rachel Reeves in charge of the government. Okay, so welcome, George Osborne, to today's video. The guy who's been a bit of a hypocrite, a bit damaging, and slightly out of touch, and I'm being very, very generous with his words today. The main issue is that we knew for the past decade or so, slowly but surely, the so-called centre-right and centre-left have become more centre. And I also don't believe in the word centre in British politics, but they're all the same. But when we say centre, we're talking about the global consensus on how British politics and how politics should be operated economically, socially, culturally, especially when it comes to globalism. But now, George Osborne is a bit of a supporter of Keir Starmer, the Labour leader, and his shadow chancellor, Rachel Reeves. Yeah, he likes it a little bit. I can. So, what is this story actually about? Because first things first, George Osborne is very much in favour of Rachel Reeves becoming the first female chancellor. Okay. Clearly that's a priority for the country. The gender of our chancellor, rather than actual sane and common sense economic policies. No. First things first. How you dress, what your hair looks like, all that matters first to George Osborne. And then we could talk about your high taxes. George Osborne, and I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how much of a hypocrite this man is and how they're all the same. So, Osborne came to say about Rachel Reeves that she's clearly intelligent and serious. And that's what the job requires. Okay, dear. There are some important things that she's getting right. But he can't really list them, but he just says words but without actually providing any evidence. He continues by saying that above all, with a shadow chancellor, people have to look at you and think they can trust you with their money. I think she's well on her way. No. That's not what the role of shadow chancellor or chancellor is, George. And you did it. Firstly, people didn't really believe, and they didn't really trust you. You went hand in hand with David Cameron, and the early days of David Cameron, when people were like, well, we're sick and tired of Gordon Brown, and then they brought in Ed Miliband, so they said, we don't like Cameron, but fine. He might be slightly more trustworthy with our money at least. So you went hand in hand with him. The whole point of a chancellor or shadow chancellor is to provide workable policy ideas so that the party leader, i.e. the leader of the opposition or prime minister, could go on TV and sell them. That's the role. And you need to actually look after people's money rather than being come across as trustworthy with people's money. But let's give a couple of examples of how much of a hypocrite he is. He's now come out in defense of free school meals. He is now supporting Labour Party policies, even though he himself was passionately against it. Only a few years ago, when he was a Tory, when he was Chancellor, he was fighting against free school meals. Again, rightly or wrongly, that's a whole different debate. We're not talking about whether the policy is right or wrong or how he should fund it. It's about George Osborne making Ed Miliband look like a Marxist. He was literally going around doing TV interviews with David Cameron and everybody else saying, well, yes, Ed Balls and Miliband, they are the definition of communism. Gordon Brown is a communist. Everybody was a communist back then until they came across an actual communist, Jeremy Corbyn. But by that point, they already messed up everything anyway. So now he's supporting free school meals. Quite convincing George Osborne. George Osborne has also been making a lot of money. Oh, well done, George. He's going to be earning a share of £26.5 million payout in the first year at a city advisory firm. So, just to simply, hypothetically connecting the dots, no allegations, just saying it, it's interestingly timed that Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves are getting close to the corporate world. They are in fact going to Davos to hang out with the World Economic Forum lobby, to hang out with other CEOs and all the city people and everybody else. It's interestingly timed that now that George Osborne also has his own interest in that area, he's supporting a chancellor, or a potential future chancellor, and a potential future prime minister. He will be doing him what he wants, the policies that will help him and his new gig in the city. Yeah, just connecting the dots, but it is what it is. They're all the same. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm Maya Tousi, and we are the media.